Hello. In previous lecture, we discussed about the principles of design of experiments. You know, the principle of design of experiments are randomization, replication, and local control. Random allocation of the treatment over the entire field is known as randomization, and repetition of an experiment is known as replications. And by dividing the whole experimental material into homogeneous area is called the process of controlling error or process of reducing error. The process of reducing the error by dividing the whole experimental material which is heterogeneous into homogeneous area is known as local control. So we discussed in previous lectures. Today we will discuss completely randomized design. What is the completely randomized design? As name suggests, this is the very simple design. The completely randomized design is the simplest of all the designs, and this is based on the principles of randomization and replications. Means CRD uses two principles of design of experiment, that is randomization and replications. In this design, treatments are allocated at random to the experimental units over the entire experimental material. If you have T treatment, say, and ith treatment is replicated Ri times, okay, where I is equal to 1 to T, then the whole experimental material is divided into n is equal to summation Ri experimental units. Means there will be n experimental units, and the treatments are distributed completely at random over the units. Treatments are distributed completely at random over the units, subject to the condition that, means there is a condition that the ith treatment occurs Ri times. Means suppose I is equal to 1 to 3, then first treatment will occur R1 times, second treatment will occur R2 times, and so on. Here randomization assures that extraneous factors, means other factors, do not influence continuously one treatment. In particular case, if Ri is equal to R, where I is equal to 1 to T, it means R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R, T is equal to R, means repetition, number of repetition or number of replication is equal for each treatment. That is, if each treatment is repeated an equal number of times, that is R, then N, that is experimental unit, will be R into T. Means all the experimental units will be N is equal to RT. In general, equal number of replication for each treatment should be made, except in particular cases when some treatments are of greater interest than others, or when practical limitations dictate otherwise. So, this is the CRD, and now we will discuss its advantage, disadvantage, and its applications. Following are some advantages. Number one, CRD uses the maximum experimental units. Why? Since all the experimental material may be used. So it uses maximum experimental units. Number two, this design is very flexible. Flexible in the sense that any number of treatment can be used. Any number of treatment can be used, and different treatments can be used unequal number of times without complicating the statistical analysis in most of the cases. Means any number of treatment and applications may be used, and statistical analysis will not be complicated in any cases. Okay. Third point is that the statistical analysis remains simple. If some or all the observations for any treatments are rejected or lost or missing for some random accidental reasons, means if some information are lost, then the statistical analysis remains simple. The loss of information due to missing data is smaller in comparison with any other design. This is the most important advantage of this design. Next point is that it provides the maximum number of degree of freedom, DF, that is degree of freedom, for the estimation of the error variance, which increases the sensitivity or say the precision of the experiment for a small experiment. So this is the some advantages of CRD. Now we will discuss disadvantages. What is the disadvantages of this design? The following are some disadvantages. Number one, in certain circumstances, the design suffers from the disadvantage of being less informative than other design. This is the main important disadvantage. In certain circumstances, the design suffers from the disadvantage of being less informative than other design. This usually happens if the experimental material is not homogeneous. Okay, this is the point. This happens if the experimental material is not homogeneous. Since randomization is not restricted in any direction, to ensure that the units receiving the other treatment, the whole variations among the experimental units is included in the error variance, and this makes the design less efficient, and that is why results in less sensitivity in detecting significant effect. This is the main disadvantages. Number two, as such, CRD is less used. CRD is not frequently used. CRD is less used since fertility gradient of the soil of the whole experimental material is not homogeneous. Okay, fertility gradient of the experimental material is not homogeneous throughout the entire experimental field, and in such a situation it is better to use some more efficient designs like randomized block design, that is RBD, or Latin square design, that is LSD, etc. So these are the main disadvantages of this design. Now we will discuss applications of the design. Number one, CRD is most useful in laboratory technique and methodological studies. That means in physics, chemistry, in chemical and biological experiment, cookery, in some greenhouse studies, etc., where either the experimental material is homogeneous or the intrinsic variability between units can be reduced. And second application is that CRD is also recommended in situation where an appreciable fraction of units is likely to be destroyed or to fail to respond. So this is about the CRD, its advantage, disadvantage, and applications. In next lecture we will discuss its analysis. Okay, that's all about of today class. Thank you.